Welcome back, Kaiju fans. So today, probably technically yesterday by the time any of you see this, we got the first official trailer for Pacific Rim Uprising, and I just wanted to kind of give my initial thoughts on it. Not doing a reaction or anything like that. I mean, I watched it when I was laying in bed this morning, so a little late for that, and might do a breakdown at some point if I see it warranting one. But I figured I would at least let you guys know if you're curious what I thought of it, just right off the bat. I think the movie is looking really good. The trailer was it was a well put together trailer. It's gonna do a fantastic job marketing the movie, that's for sure, because it's gonna get people already interested in the franchise, talking about the movie, and it was a well enough trailer to get people who aren't necessarily interested in the movie or didn't really pay attention to the first one. They might get them interested in this one because it does look like it's going to have a pretty solid storyline. And moving on to that, I'm pretty curious on this one, because we see a lot of human conflict in the trailer before we even see any kaiju in the first place. It seems to be that there are multiple factions of governments who have Jaegers under their control, and they seem to be attacking each other. We see a lot of Jaegers using spiral missiles blowing up other military bases, killing people, and then we see Gypsy Avenger fighting one specific other Jaeger like 2 or 3 times in that trailer. So I'm wondering what the purpose of that is, what that human conflict is, why there are rival factions owning Jaegers that are fighting each other in the midst of another kaiju crisis, so to speak. It seems that the foundation from the first movie, where all world governments united to combat the kaiju, it looks like that all fell apart, honestly. Um, so who knows? Who knows what's going on? Because that's really odd that there's Jaegers fighting Jaegers, and then there's also Jaegers fighting kaiju. And then moving on to the kaiju, wow, they look cool. I honestly think that this is an upgrade from the kaiju from Pacific Rim, the original one. These ones seem to have more characteristics, they seem to have more personality. They have more or less a more interesting design to all of them. They don't seem so similar as we saw in the first one. From the, I would say, 4 kaiju that we saw in the trailer, and they're all of various sizes, so I'm wondering if they're going to keep the category system. We see 3 at a time, and then we also see, like, they almost look like the precursor, like, the creators running through the streets of whatever city that the final battle is taking place, with people shooting at them on the ground. So that's really interesting to see that there are not only just kaiju as the aliens in this movie, but there are also, like, humanoid-sized ones running in the streets. So it kind of seems like a more... It's a threat on multiple scales, not just colossal scale, which is kind of cool. It'll bring, like, a new flavor to the movie that is already going to have from the human conflict outside of this. So it has that going for it as well. I'm curious to see if those are actually the alien race and they're invading with the kaiju, or if it's another one of their creations specifically designated to target civilians on the ground, which would be cool. But I'd also think it'd be cool if the aliens actually showed their faces this time, but that's just me. And then this seems super weird and it seems super unclear in the trailer, but it almost looks like the kaiju have the ability to merge together, because that super giant kaiju that comes out at the end that everyone's calling Otachi version 2, because it's literally Otachi version 2, it looks like those 3 kaiju that were in that battle merged together into that one kaiju. It seems like it's kind of like this forming scene where it's growing from the other 3 coming together. And that's super weird. That's so weird, but it's awesome. That's a fresh new idea. And then one of the best aspects about the trailer, and what the movie's giving off as a vibe altogether, is that it's not just a movie about one pilot's journey. it's like the collective of this new generation of Jaeger pilots unifying under this cause and fighting together, which is going to give a completely new flavor to the movie from the original one. So that's awesome. And all the Jaegers with their abilities, they're so unique, they're so different, and they all look awesome. Obviously, someone's going to like one better than the other, but they're all pretty cool retrospectively as their own. And then some other things that I've noticed in this, we get our first look at the scientists from the first movie who are returning characters in this one. We get Newt and I can't remember the other guy's name. There are a couple scenes of kind of like an Asian woman who seems to be in power, and I'm wondering if that's who is supposed to represent Mako Mori in this movie, since she is going to be a character in this one. But this is a time skip after the first one, so I doubt that they would use the same actor from the first one, because then she would have looked like she never aged, unless they just, makeup age her. But I don't know. She's wearing sunglasses the whole time, so it's hard to tell. And one thing that stuck out to me the most about this is there were literally no nighttime fight scenes between Jaegers and Kaiju, which is the complete opposite from the first one, because basically everything that wasn't a flashback in the first one was a fight scene at night, so it's literally a polar opposite, which is going to be cool. We're going to get to see more things more clearly, but the night scenes kind of like defined the first movie with the crazy colors going on against the black background, and we're not going to get that in this movie, which is going to be a little bit of a disappointment, like visually, but it's still going to be cool, because how often do we get to see grand finale kaiju fights in the middle of the day? So yeah, because that giant kaiju just came out in the middle of the day, unless that fight drags on into the night, which, hey, it could totally do that. I don't really know how the movie's going to go, it's not out yet. But yeah, that's my initial thoughts on the movie, guys. Let me know what you thought when you watched the trailer. I think that it looked awesome, honestly. I think that trailer really is going to sell the movie to people who are already interested and people who didn't even know it's coming. So let me know what you guys thought of the trailer the first time you watched it, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out.